Hello everyone. So in this video we'll see about the literals, how we can use literal in our selection field list. Instead of fetching some column from the database, we use the literals there instead of fields. And what is the use of those literals in selection list, and what all are the real-time scenario where we have to use these literals to achieve something. Let's get started. Sometime we requirement get like this. I want to just take one database table. There is some entries available or not based on some conditions. So for that, what all are the way we can check the one database table is having some entry or not? Let's get started. Let me check select all from, we are using any table we can use. Just for namesake, I'm using the VBAK table into table @data IT underscore VBAK. Okay, and I can put anywhere condition based on what I want to. Suppose I want to use VKORZ equal to initial space, if control space shift F1 psi sub RC is initial. This is the way I can get all the entries from the where the VKORZ is space. I can check the in this way also I can find that there is some entry. But why to get the data from the table to just check the entry is available or not? There is another way. What we can do, instead of getting entire table, entire result, I can get only single line. I can get select single and I will use into, and then also I can find and I can give like that ls underscore VBAK instead of IT underscore VBAK. In this case, I will get just single line instead of getting all the lines. One more efficient way, instead of getting entire line, I just get one field only, VBLN, which is key field. I will get only VBLN and I will use LB underscore VBELN. This is another way. But we have more efficient way. Why to get VBLN itself from the database? We don't require the VBLN. I just want to check that entry is available in database or not. That thing I want to check. I don't want to use any data from that particular table. There is one efficient way we can use literals instead of getting that particular field from that. So what I can use, I can check X in the LV underscore. This time I will change an exist or some field I can use. If size is initial and we have some entry, and we can check even that LV exist equal to X. In that case, there is some entry, otherwise there is no entry. This is the most efficient way to check there is in the database table there is some entries are available or not. This is the one of the use of the literal. The second use of literal, we can create ranges also. To understand the second use of the literals, where else we can use the literals, I have one. Recently I did some real-time things, so I just want to show you. It will be not exact real-time, but somehow we can create that type of scenario. The requirement is like, we have one selection screen parameter, material. The user can enter any material in that selection list, but we have to extract out of those material which is starting from one specific character, and those material only I have to use further in the program. That kind of requirement came. And if user enters some other material, we have to ignore those materials. So I have to create a range of material out of the, I have to filter the whatever the user enter the material, I have to filter out that materials, and I have to get different set of material range that I can use further in my program. So how we can do? Suppose I have created this one. This is the one select option. Normally we create in the materials where the user can enter the material number. So after that, what I can do, after the getting this material list, I can hit the I have to create one material range which is starting from some specific character. In my case, the requirement is like that. In this, I got some of the material SFDC, sorry, which is starting from SFDC. I want to get only those material. I don't want to get other material. So I have to create one range out of to create that kind of material. So for creating the range, so I have to create one data element, lt underscore range. How to create range? You can see, or I can use lr underscore material range. I want to create one material range type. We have to use range of, instead of type simply we have to use range of material. I have to create work area for this range. Very easy. ls underscore material maintainer type, like I have to use like line of lr underscore maintainer. Whatever the line type of this lr underscore maintainer, that for that line type I want to create one work area. Now I have to fill this material range according to my requirement. But if you see, if you click on ls underscore maintainer and control space, first I want to give the sign equal to I. It's a real-time requirement. That is the reason you can relate easily where we can do the things. I will do control alt arrow down button, and I can use option, control space, option, and in this case I want to generate pattern. Option I will give as a content pattern. This is the option I want to give, and the low value I will give, again I do control alt arrow down button, and low value I will give like that. It should start from SFDC star. This is the pattern I am giving. At last what I will do, append ls underscore maintainer to lr underscore control space maintainer. Okay, I have created this range. Now I will use this range. I want this kind of materials only. So I get the data from the Mara table. What I will do, because we have all the material list in the Mara table, select all, or I can say maintainer. But in this case, I have to create again range. Whatever I am getting the data, let me create first get only maintainer. Select material from Mara table into table at the rate data lt underscore maintainer, where not when, where material number is maintainer equal to maintainer in s underscore maintainer. If size of RC I can't use like this. I have put, what is the problem here? S underscore maintainer. This is the table, so I have to use this symbol. If size bar C is initial. If F1, the problem is that, okay, I did SIPs. What is the error? Okay, it should be, we have to escape this variable, obviously. We can't use this also, it will work, because it's a old kind of a structure with table with header line kind of things. So like that we can get the, but in this case I will get all the data from Mara table, whatever user entered. But I just want to get those material which is exist in this pattern. So I have to put again one more condition inside the where only. Not only this condition should satisfy, along with that this condition should be satisfied. Maintainer and maintainer in this LR maintainer. Control C, Control V. In this case, in this way I can make sure all the material, first it should be exist in the Mara table, Again, I have to host this variable. This is the, whenever we are using new syntax, we have to host the variables. So not only it should and material should exist in Mara table, but it should be starting with ASAP So this kind of condition I have to pass to the medium. But what I will get only material here. Again, I have to loop through this table and create the range, because I ultimately, when I hit based on this table another table, I have to pass the range. I can't pass, otherwise I have to use for all entries. Suppose I am already using for all entries from VBAK, VBAP, then again one more for all entries is very difficult. So can I create a range out of this whenever I'm getting the data? Yes, we can use literal over here. So how to create? So instead of selecting, simply selecting, what I will do, it's stuck. Select I is sign, EQ is option. These are literals I am using instead of, this is very useful real-time scenario where we have to create the ranges when we are getting the data from the database. Sometimes we maintain some data in the TVRVC table. We are getting the data from TVRVC table or some other custom TVRVC table, whichever you are using. We have to create out of that some range. So like that we can use comma separated list. We have to use, we are using the new syntax, and we use alias for names. And at last, low value, I have to use maintainer is low. And last final, I don't want to pass any value to is high. And this time it will create the material range. Or one more thing I can do here, instead of using LT underscore maintainer, I can use here, I don't want to declare another variable, I can use S underscore maintainer itself. Select option itself, I did in real time like that, and then I am using that thing. I'm getting the creating range, and that range I am using in another when I'm fetching the data from another table. Let's see what kind of data we get after this. Control F3. Let me do F9. I think we have to display this range. Control C. So for that we have to do CL underscore demo underscore output, control space output, and we have to call the display method of it, control space display, shift enter. Shift enter was not required. I just use this control C and control V. Shift F1, control F3. Let me do F9. Oh, we have selection screen. We have to do F8. Sorry. No other way. It's executing. It will open SAP GUI. Since this output is not supported in Eclipse, so it will open SAP GUI new session, and we can see the result. The system is a bit slow. It's taking time. Ooh, it's taking too much time. Or I will not pass any material as of now. A console, let me close it. It's not required actually. Let me execute this one without material range. I will get all the material which is starting from ASAP DC. It will search through entire Mara table. There is a lot of material, so it will gonna take time since we didn't pass any single material over here. Let me see what result we are getting. So this is the one of the way. I use a constant as a literal. We can use not only constants. We can use numerical value as well as a literal if we want to use. But I never seen that kind of scenario real time. But still we can use. We can get 1 is a 1, 2 is a 2, or like that also we can do. But this kind of requirement as of now in real time I didn't see. But sometime if we want to print out something based on the some values, suppose I am getting some delivery status. If this status is this one, then display this one. If status is this one, then display this one. And that kind of scenario we can do. So we got the result. You can see we got the range of the all the material which is starting from SFDC. I got all the material. Okay, like that I can pass the material range. Okay, and one more thing I just want to show you. Let me close it out. So you can see we got the, now this material range I can use in any other select statement. Suppose I want to get some data from VBLP. Select. I'm just to show how we why we have created this range. Select all from VBAP into table @data LT tab, or something you can use LT tab, where Maintner in this LT underscore Maintner. Control C, Control V, and if it, we have to host this variable, if psi subbar C is initial, and if we can use. What is the problem in this? Okay, structure is incorrect. I think something wrong with our structure. Let me do one more thing. Sign option low and high. I think it is correct only. Sign option. Let me check. Control C, Control Z. What is the cell opt structure? Control high only. HIG, high, low option, and sign. Sign option low and high. Options, option low and high. I think structure is correct only. What we can do instead of this, I can control, I can create a range out of it. What I will do, I will create another range LT underscore Maintner to type range of material, MATNR. In my case I use directly select option, so I didn't get any issue also at all. So LAT Maintner 2 I will do, and here also 2 I will use. Shift F1, type range of. What is the issue? Oh, it's already declared. Okay, I no need to declare it in this time. No need in. System is slow today. Should be escaped, obviously. Okay, Shift F1, C, Control V. Now we can use here as well. So I will get all the data. This time what I will do, I will pass some range. Let me do one thing. Control F3 up to one. Some I will not get all the entries. I will use up to 10 rows. It will not take much time. Control F3. Let me do F8. And instead of, I will display this table also. Control C, Control V, but this time LT tab. Control C, Control V, and I will write, instead of display, I will use write word. Okay, I think this is correct. Control F3. So first it will write out this one, then it will write out this one. Control F3. Okay, instead of getting all data, I can get select VBLN, Osner, and Maintner. That will be good. Control F3. Let me do F8. I hope it will work correctly because this time I used up to 1 rows. I didn't get any data. Why? Let me see what is the problem. Let me put breakpoint and see. F8. I want to switch to ABAP perspective. Okay, let me do F5. I got some material range. Yeah, I got 10 entries. I will write it down here. I got some entries from this table. Okay, with these materials, there is no sales order. So that is the problem. So that's not a problem. Actually, with these materials, a sales order not exist. Otherwise, it would have displayed. So there is no, that display statement didn't executed. What I can do, instead of writing here Control X, I can write it down outside, so it will display Control F3. And let me do F8 once again. Let me execute. F5, we got the entries, LT underscore maintainer. So we can see the entries also, 10 entries we got. F5, F6, we write it down. We didn't get any entry from the VBAP table because there is no entries also. 0 entries available with these materials. But now we are displaying. So here we can see these are the material, but for those materials there is no sales order exist. So that is the reason we are not seeing any sales order. So this is the one of the real-time example where we can use the literals as well. If I want to suppose it's not relevant, if I just want to show you, we can use, instead of constant literal, we can use one number. One is a number, and let me do one thing, comma separated list. Let me display it out directly. I'll take Control C, Control V, and Control Shift less than. No breakpoint required. Control. Okay. Control F3. There is still some error. Okay, now it will be not ranged. So that is, let me create new data element itself. Data maintainer 3. Control C, and I will display this one. Control V. Control F3. Let me do F9 here itself, but I can't do still F9 because we have the range statement. Let me do F8, execute. It's taking time. Let me execute my program. In this case, I don't want to switch. No. F8. So you can see we got the result this time as well, but we got number as a constant. One number is a constant. I hope you learned something new from this video. Please like this video, subscribe this channel, and share these videos with others as well. It will give me huge motivation to create the videos like this. Thank you and happy learning.